and we've made it to another edition of the smAsho stream Smashlights, where we talk about anything under the sun. We could talk about how COVID-19 is made in China. China. Is your immune system made in China? Is your respiratory health made in China? Are you unable to go, for you can? Are you unable to do that? Well, we're going to start sharing more and more tips on how to be able to do that. Congratulations on surviving Smash or Price My First Pandemic so far. By the way, your ancestors have survived much worse. And by the way, thanks to our patrons, the true source of funding for the content, making it more and more likely that we will not just shut down the channel and get rid of the videos entirely. Thanks to our patrons for increasing the probability that the videos will remain free and publicly visible. Please consider becoming a patron, as we've achieved about 2% of our goals for the year 2020 so far, so please increase the probability of those goals being completed. And we'll talk about our mission at a later time. We're also on Subscribestar. Please visit the other links below the video and support the channel in whatever way you are able. We're going to have Amazon affiliate links coming. We're only a week late on those, Smash staff. Don't worry, folks. We've got some products that we suggest you purchase. By the way, if you'd like to buy the t-shirt that says Smash or Price My First Pandemic and has the whole earth with a mask on it and has our website, smashomash.org, well, it's coming, but I got to show you all the prototype first. So you got to see me wearing it, and then once I'm wearing it, then perhaps you can be wearing it. So we're going to show you a larger image here in a moment when my test pattern comes through. So just bear with me. By the way, also, if you haven't watched the Joe Rogan Experience number 1508, featuring Peter Schiff, it's over 3 hours long, and it'll be the best 3 hours you spent, especially if you don't understand economics. I agree with about 97% of the stuff that Peter Schiff says. Again, we are streaming live to Twitch, if you weren't aware. It's twitch.tv/smashomash. And thanks to our latest follower over there, cheers. Please consider hosting our content on your own channel. And please take a moment to like and subscribe on YouTube and on BitChute if you haven't been over there yet, thanks to our new subs at BitChute. Cheers. There's exclusive content on all the sites. And you may have to go back as we've been sort of a little bit too busy this summer. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the Solar Events Logger, because I know yesterday there were some relatively confused comments about it. We're showing an event from June 6, 2011. And the reason for that is because, here we go, here's one. All right, thank you, be stoic, cheers. So yeah, the reason that we showed that is to show that solar protons can reach the LASCO SOHO, the SOHO LASCO spacecraft in about a half an hour. So that's the point, is that cosmic rays come out of the sun, and it's significant. And without going deeper into that, let's see what's going on currently at the LASCO C3. Here's the current state of affairs. And you should be able to see the date stamps. Nothing too extravagant happening there. And again, if you are viewing live, feel free to leave us a comment. Let's talk about CNN, the Communist News Network, or perhaps the Climate Nonsense Network, the most busted name in news. Have you heard about masked camouflage federal authorities grabbing people and throwing them in vans in Portland, CIA style? I have. I'm not going to cover it any more than the fact that it's a story. We've got a new movie recommendation. So, here's one we recommend. I don't really usually... you won't find me recommending very many comedies like this, but we love David Spade and Lauren Lapkus. They're both hilarious. I mean, it's a great film. The Wrong Missy. Consistently funny through and through. You can quote me as saying that. I believe that one is on Netflix. Don't quote me on it. We may have rented it. But Lauren Lapkus, hilarious. And David Spade, a national treasure. By the way, if you don't watch us on Instagram, you may not see some stuff like this. I don't know. Did you? Is it? Oh my God! It's propaganda. Hey, check it out. I got a photo of a canopy, not a can of pee. Canopy. You won't hear me saying
yada yada yada
or
yada yada
on Instagram. Now, let's talk about space weather. One of the reasons space weather could affect you is because you don't want to be the bridge between a meteor and a meteorite. Let me just explain that. If a quarterback throws a football and it hits a referee, that referee is considered part of the field. If a meteorite hits you, you're the bridge between space and the meteorite. Now, these things can travel at speeds like 60, 70, 80,000 miles an hour, so you won't hear it coming, so you don't got to go worry about it. If you get hit by a meteorite, don't worry. It was your time. But the point is, life is inherently dangerous, and there's not a lot you can do to prevent yourself from being the bridge between Earth and space that turns a meteor into a
meteorite.
See what I'm saying? That right there is not going to be stopped by wearing masks or by locking down. Dogs and cats can get it. There's even some indication that salmon can get it, as China has indicated that a shipment of salmon tested positive for COVID. I don't know how that can be or what that really means. And frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Because I am more than ready. In fact, I've probably already said, for you can... because I think I've already had it. Am I going to get an antibody test? No. Am I going to get tested for whether I have it now? No. Have I seen any symptoms? No. Do most people that get infected see symptoms? No. Let's talk about disinfectants. As I'm pretty sick of seeing people spray things, and I'm pretty sick of smelling messed up chemicals all over everything, and people just having random vats of liquid claiming that it's hand sanitizer when it's actually methanol, and all kinds of idiotically retarded, mentally handicapped, utterly stupid things being done on the regs. Yesterday we went to the bank drive-thru. Some guy sprayed everything with some chemicals and wiped it down before we accessed the equipment at the drive-thru. I asked the teller inside if she knows what chemicals are being sprayed, and guess what she said? Nope. So, most people are using disinfectants wrong. And first of all, if you're going to use any disinfectant, read the material safety data sheet. You know what material safety data sheets are? All right, let me just share some wisdom with you here. They're called MSDS. Material safety. What the heck? Wow. That's the first time I ever saw that. DuckDuckGo is down. So, MSDS. There you go, MSDS.com. You want material safety data sheets? Oh, how about how about cardboard? Were you aware that cardboard is dangerous and has a material safety data sheet, folks? It's because it's made out of urea resin, and if you work in a warehouse, your likelihood of lung cancer is much higher. Were you aware that taking really, really hot showers correlates higher with lung cancer than smoking cigarettes? Anyway, the point is, read the MSDS, and if you're spraying chemicals in public areas, know what the chemicals are, and you should probably even have the MSDS handy, because some people, you could kill somebody, is the point. So I see this all the time out in industrial settings. I see people just walking around spraying stuff. I like isopropyl. High concentration isopropyl alcohol is quite good and quite unreactive. Don't get it all over your skin. None of these products are made to be on your skin in any way. So if the guy in the grocery store decides he's going to sanitize your Visa or whatever, ask him what the chemical is. And when he says he doesn't know, shake your head or say, you should find out. Because what's up with that? You're just going to spray chemicals all over people's stuff and not even know what you're spraying. Don't be a COVIDiot. Use disinfectants correctly. It also takes time for them to set up, and you got to fully saturate surfaces. And so read the instructions on the label and understand what the chemicals are and the distinction between your you-know-what and a hole in the ground. Let's talk about no-knock warrants. One of the dumbest things I've ever heard of. So the Breonna Taylor case is one of the things in the news constantly. And it was all started with a no-knock warrant. So if you're not aware of this, utterly idiotic, one of the dumbest things I've ever heard of the government doing in my entire life is a no-knock warrant. It's when the police show up with a warrant, and instead of announcing their presence, they just break in and they don't say anything. And then they're surprised when they get shot in the thigh. And then SWAT teams show up and just saturate the house with bullets because reasons. And this is the kind of a situation that happens when the government does idiotic things. So, no-knock warrants, let me just reiterate, are one of the dumbest ideas in the history of American justice. And even the police that were involved in the no-knock warrant would have a lawsuit against their police department for allowing their police to initiate a no-knock warrant. It is one of the stupidest ideas. Okay, so anyway, this needs to go to all scales, and everybody responsible for this nonsense needs to be held accountable. Whether it's a statewide allowance for no-knock warrants, I have no idea where this happened or anything about the story, because I'm a little bit busy doing actual science all day. So in any case, no-knock warrants, they need to go, because they endanger you and the police, and they make zero sense. Why in the world would you kick in somebody's door without identifying yourself and expect them to think you're anything besides a home invader? Are you kidding me? What a joke. Have you seen the close-ups of the sun by the ESA and the solar orbiter? Do you know where to see NEOWISE? Stay up until it's dark out. Find the Big Dipper, which, by the way, these two things point at Polaris, the two stars at where the milk would spill out of the Big Dipper. You know, the milk would go like this. Those two stars point at Polaris. So just a few degrees to the west of Polaris, you should see NEOWISE in between the Big Dipper and the horizon just after sunset. And here ends another smashlight section. Go out and check out NEOWISE. It's not going to be back for like 6,800 years. And we'll see you next time. And now it's time to vanish and get on with other things.